Hi there, my name is Bethany and you're watching a 5-minute review. In today's 5-minute review we're talking about Taking Baby for a Walk by Katherine Gosso, and this is the story of Brianna, a child who lives in a very small Australian town. The story begins when Brianna decides to not wait for her mother to get out of bed, but decides to walk with her doll baby to a friend's birthday party. While she's there, walking along the side of the road, a car pulls up beside her and offers her a lift. Says that her mother has sent him to give her a lift, and she gets in the car. This is one of the most frustrating books I think I might ever have read. It was amazing and I loved it, but it was one of the most frustrating books I've ever read. So the story is told through 3 different perspectives. So you have Brianna herself, and then you have Eloise, who is a friend of Brianna's mother, and then you also have Jake, who is just a sort of a random passerby, I guess, who happens to see Brianna getting into the car. And it is so frustrating. The narration is told through this really childlike sort of voice. For the most part, through Brianna's parts, it's her own voice that's telling the story. So even though it's not in first person, it's a really, really clever choice and a really good, effective method of sort of, I guess, conveying her sort of plight as she goes through it, sort of in real time. I think this made the story a lot more effective than if it had been written in a sort of a more detached sort of third person voice. Towards the end of the novel, I was absolutely irrationally angry with Angela, Brianna's mother, Eloise and Jake, and all of them. They just kept missing opportunities to tell people, and it had me so on edge. And when it finally came to the sort of last couple of chapters and the last couple of pages, I was just I couldn't put it down. If I put it down, I would have freaked out too much and I would have gone straight back immediately. I had to read the entire sort of last half in one sitting. And I loved one of the things I particularly loved was Brianna's sort of mantra to herself, that being brave is doing things even when you're scared, and how that mantra sort of maybe not personified itself, but sort of helped her get through it, and then sort of fed into her actions towards the end. And I thought that was I just thought it was a brilliant way of summarizing. It was a nice wee moral to have. I just loved how this mantra led to Brianna's attempts to save herself, and even if that meant leaving baby behind and doing scary things, even if they didn't always work. The sort of implications of that last section of Brianna's narration were absolutely terrifying, and it just sort of shows how cyclical things are. And I love stories that are cyclical. If you've watched any of my other videos before, you'll probably know this, but I absolutely love cyclical stories that just start again. No matter how much you try and break out, the cycle just begins again. I love that. Yeah, I thought it was a really bittersweet ending. My one annoyance with this book, other than the fact that I was frustrated the entire way through, would be the final sort of section. It ends with Eloise's narration, and I think it would have been more effective if sort of her and Brianna's sort of perspectives had swapped. So if Eloise's last section had come first and then Brianna's final section, and I think that would have been a more effective way to end the story, because the story effectively ends with Brianna, because she is our main character, and then Eloise is a supporting character, so really her story should end first, I guess, if that makes sense. Didn't impact my enjoyment of the story at all. Solid 5 stars. I loved it so much. I cannot express how much I loved this book. It was absolutely amazing. That ends this 5-minute review. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you like this video, maybe consider subscribing. I try to post videos like this at least once a week, and most of the time I succeed. I also have a whole playlist full of 5-minute reviews, which I will pop up in the cards and also down in the description below. If you want to go and check those out, I'd really appreciate it. Links to my Twitter and Instagram and my blog will be down below as well. I'll post a link to the Goodreads and Amazon pages for Taking Baby for a Walk as well, if you'd like to go and check out this book. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. Bye!